If you close a deal just this week and you felt your brokerage even made more money than you are not crazy.
You're actually caught in a trap affecting thousands of agents across the country right now. Most agents and most brokerages are founded in real estate in the world of 1995, but this is 2026 at the filming of this video. And so we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit and talk you why the math of that 1995 world is failing today's agents.
And we will show you 3 things that you must look for in a modern partner so you can actually keep your money. And let's start with the big lie. Now, what is that?
The most traditional brokerages say that when you join them, you first have to sign your contract. Now, the contract says you're going to get some sort of generous compensation split, the commission split, like 80-20 for the office. And on the surface, and like this sounds like every other online brokerage, because we're at EXP and they say 80-20 too. But it's a little different because if you go to those old school brokerages, or they offer you 50-50, 70-30, those are completely not fair. But even 80-20 on its surface is going to look like what other companies online they're going to say, but it's going to also look at it, say, and is this a real fair? And that's what we're going to talk about, that number.
Exactly. But the headline is actually a masterclass in misdirection that designed to hide the real cost of doing the real estate business.
Now, your net income is far more complex and less favorable than that initial split success exists. Now, at EXP, we are capped once you hit $16,000. It is completely at that point a full free, which is great, but it's basically $250. But on the surface, that commission split will show you where you're draining revenue every single month. So we're going to talk about how the brokerages of the traditional have the leaking buckets and why your hard work and your hard-earned money that you've earned will slowly disappear. And that bucket is being emptied by cost and hitting costs. And it's not just that 80-20 split. You want to talk about the first leak?
Exactly. The first leak actually is coming from the monthly desk fee that you pay just for the right to have a seat in your office, which they call it cubic. This desk fee can range from $200 to $800 every single month of the year. And that means that you could be paying nearly $10,000 a year just to have a physical desk that you're rarely using.
Right, the next one, and then there's also going to be franchise fees that are paid to the national brand just for the right to use their logo. Now, this fee is often an annual charge for percentages of every dollar you could be learning on existing splits.
Exactly. Therefore, now the next is the brokerage will hit you with the technology fees, like for accessing to their CRM, to the basic software tools that you might use it either daily or not using it at all. And this tech fee can easily cost you between $1,000 and $3,000 every year for outdated systems.
Now, all brokerages are going to make you have E&O commission, your errors and omissions insurance, but it's often charged as a flat fee per deal. And in some brokerages, it doesn't ever stop. Once you hit a certain number, it's supposed to stop. But in some brokerages, it's never stopping, which means what's happening once the insurance has already been paid? I don't know. Now, the final transaction fee for every single house you cause is the commission you make, right? When we sell a house, we make a commission. So we're going to now break down that fee a little bit more.
Exactly. Therefore, a typical transaction fee can be as high as $700 for every single deals that you are on the table. Let's look at how this math exactly works in a real world for a real estate agent that is reasonably successful this year.
Right, so let's go with math, right? So suppose you close $5 million homes, I went with high numbers, $5 million home sales, and you earn a gross commission of $125,000 on those 5 homes. Was that math right thus far?
That's like a 5%, no?
Oh, right, so let's move on.
Exactly.
So you've earned amazing money on these 5 deals and $120,000. That's awesome, right? Now let's break it down more.
Now let's look at the scenario. An 80-20 split that we were mentioning, you would expect to pay the brokerage $25,000 and keep the rest for yourself. But after the franchise fee, takes $7,500, your real take-home pay start to shrink quickly.
And then your annual desk fee is another $6,000, and your tax fee can be $1,200. So if you add all those fees, you can be paying the brokerage over $43,000 of your $120,000.
Exactly. And your really split is not really anymore 80-20, is actually 65% before you even pay your own expenses.
Now, this is 80-20 trap where it's never ending. And now, once you've hit $16,000 at our brokerage, it is stopped. But when the brokerage is perpetually extracting money from you, this is going to take your money away and stop you from success. This leads us to another thing that we're going to talk about, the value gap, which is a massive gap between what you pay and what you actually use. And in 2026, we have to always be aware of the budget. Right?
Exactly. Therefore, those opulent and expensive office building on the high street is nothing more than a relic of the past. And now modern real estate agents do their best work from their home, their cars, and local coffee shops while they are on the move.
And you are building a personal brand on social media that is completely you, that you're not using your corporate logo from 30 years ago. And let me tell you, the logos do not get you leads. The logos do not get you people in the door. You get the people in the door. You keep the people in the door. You do the work. It is not the logo.
Exactly. And then you are finding your own leads, as my wife said, through where digital marketing, video content, rather than sitting on the desk for the duty, like that cubic that we were talking about. Yet you are still forced to pay $10,000s of dollars in fee for a physical office that you may rarely use it.
Just for fun, cubic is like how you measure cubic feet. I know you have a physics background. That's not how I would say it at all, but I know that's you. Now you're forced to pay where your franchise fees for national advertising have almost no impact on your actual direct business when you're in these places. Plus you have outdated and clunky technology, which is also available on the open market better and for less. Now, and another thing, brokerages often force you to pay for a bundle of services that are completely obsolete or very low quality. So that value gap is another financial proof that those traditional brokerages have failed to innovate for you as the modern agent.
And the situation even get more dangerous when you start to rely on the paid lead platforms to find new clients. Some platforms offer you lead with no upfront cost, but they demand a referral fee of the 40% of your commission, which is crazy.
Which is actually the filming of this video, why we're writing this video today, because we randomly did. We don't get those deals anymore too much. I don't accept the calls too much anymore, but I did accept a call one night, and these clients were super easy, and they saw one house, they went under contract, and we ended up having to pay a 40% referral fee. And it's a reminder of why we don't like to do those things. So this is another thing we want to talk about. Those referral fees sound hard when you're running your own business. Now, it sounds like a risk-free opportunity, and we definitely did at the beginning of our business. That's why I got that random call. But those deals decimate your profitability as an agent.
And let's look at a math for a single deal where you earn commission for $12,500.
Yeah, I made a $400,000 house. So
exactly.
$12,500.
Exactly. And the lead generation platform takes $5,000 right off. That was the situation that my wife just said, off the top before you even see the check. Now, then your broker takes their split on the top of that and their franchise fee, which removes another $2,000 from your pocket. And after you pay transaction fee, you left with the net pre-tax income of only $5,200, which is ridiculous.
Right, so look at how much we went from $12,500 to $5,000. Now, we are at XP, so that second half is a little different, and we are capped, so it is a little different for us, but I wanted to throw in that kind of math is something you need to be thinking about as well. And those lead platforms and brokerages have the majority of revenue that is very orchestrated. And yes, I took one call, and yes, it was an easy one, but I don't typically take those calls for a reason, because I don't like to lose that kind of money. And honestly, that you're the lowest paid person on that thing, because you're the one out and did all the work, and you're the lowest paid in those transactions when you did all of the work. And it was no wonder that 87% of real estate agents fail and quit their businesses in their first year with that kind of number.
Exactly. Therefore, the high failure rate is not about just personal effort, because it's reflection actually of the system designed to profit from your own efforts that you do every day. Traditional brokerage, basically they profit by extracting fees from you as much as possible before you even eventually to decide to leave that brokerage.
But there's an inevitable shift right now happening with those high fees, never-ending fees go for a reason. Because honestly, smart agents are moving to cloud-based brokerages like EXP because that eliminates the need for the expensive office building. You now have a very structured approach of how much you have to pay back and then how much you can get back in icon stat. When you hit icon, you can get that money back in stock, which means you now have a system in place. And by operating in a lean and centralized support system, the company offers you better economic terms than you were thinking about. And the most significant way is that cap on commission. And again, we're icons because we know once you get 20 more deals after you cap, you're going to get that $16,000 back, which means you are now at a zero fee. And you now have a savings account, which is a lovely thing.
Exactly. Therefore, for example, once you have paid $12,000, which is $16,000 really, you keep the 100% of your money. That's what we were talking about. And you have just a small fee of the transaction fee or a small brokerage fee.
And those fees go down over time too. Once you hit icon, those fees go down again.
And this model actually is revolutionary because it's aligned the success of the brokerage with their own personal success as an agent. And this brokerage is finally incentivized to help you to become more productive so you can hit your cap as quickly as possible.
Now, honestly, let's just talk about math. We came into this because we wanted to be producing agents, right? So if you want to be a producing agent and actually earn your cap back and you want to go into something that is stable, EXP is probably the best option. And that is why we chose to stay here, and that is why we are doing this video right now, because if you are looking to join and you want to grow your business, and we started at EXP as brand new agents and we grew our business
in a city that nobody knows
in a city, and we weren't here from, like, in a small city where we weren't here. And if we can do that here, you can do that almost anywhere. And if you are looking to join, our upline is Mike Gerard. He's amazing. Connor Steinbrook is amazing above him. We have a system in place that's there that you get access to. And then if you join with us at the Prosperity Agent, you also have access to us and all of the things that we're talking about, and all the courses and all of the stuff that we're talking about, and access to us. I think that's the most important thing. Because really, we want you to be a successful agent as well.
Exactly. Therefore, don't forget to go to the description, book a call with us, Alan Victoria Pinder, real estate agent in North Carolina with eXp Realty, and we'd love to help you in this journey to become successful and get retired in the most safest way.
Absolutely. And see you next time.